Hi, welcome to this demonstration of how to use the function library. I've started off in the home screen to show you how that you might actually set about finding the function library. You click on the formulas tab at the top, there we go, and here are the categories of functions that are available to us in the function library. We will discuss some of these in more depth as we go along, but just for this demonstration I want to look at the things in the text library, the functions in the text library, because we tend to think that using Excel is about numbers, and it's not just about numbers. We can do some pretty neat things with text as we need to. Okay, I'm going to start off by typing a name that I always use in demonstrations, so apologies if your name is actually Fred Smith, but it is by far the easiest one for me to bring to mind. Okay, in cell D2 I want to create some data that actually puts the forename and the last name together to give Fred's proper name, as it were. So I've put the cursor in cell D2, I select text, and I'm looking for a particular command. It's concatenate, and so there we are. Concat takes a text value or text values or a range of text and concatenates them. Concatenate means joins them together, so we'll select that as our function. Here we go. Okay, so the first part of text, I'll move that down slightly so we can actually see the cells that we want. Where it says text 1 is going to be Fred. Now, it'd be silly of me to actually type in the word Fred. What I really want to do is put B2. So I could type B2 or just point and click on B2. And then for the second part, element that I want to include in the arguments, it's cell C2, so I click on cell C2. Yeah, right. Second part, C2. And you'll see at the bottom of the dialog box that it's actually put Fred with Smith, but it hasn't included a space, which is a bit disappointing. So I need to address that issue. So you'll see it's actually given me a third argument I can insert. So I click into text 3 and click on C2 again. The display is now telling me it's Fred Smith Smith, which clearly isn't correct, so I'm going to delete the value in the text 2, and I'm just going to press the space bar to tell it I want a space there. And there we go, you'll see in the result, the demonstration it's giving me, it's Fred space Smith, which is the way I would want to present it, so I click OK. There we go, and so now I've got Fred's forename and his surname or last name put together to give me his full name. There's other things we can do with our text. We could maybe turn it all into uppercase. So we'll look at the library under text again, and as we scroll down we should see there's one that says upper. So I click that, and it's asking me what do I want to turn into uppercase. Quite simply, I just click on D2, and there we are, it's in uppercase, and I click OK. I might want it all in lowercase, so let's go for lower, and the cell I want to turn into lowercase is E2, and there we go. I might want to, if I'm entering a lot of data, instead of messing around with shift keys, I could enter it all in lowercase, and then what I would want to do is put it into its proper case in this way. Text library again, and I'm looking for proper, and again I want to convert the text that's in E3 into proper case, and we're back where we started. There are other things we can do. We can actually search this, it's called a string. We can search this string for where the space occurs, and just take all the letters that occur to the left hand side of the space, which would be Fred, or to the right hand side of the space, which would be Smith. So I could actually use the text library to split those up as well. Okay, now your task is going to be to spend a good bit of time going through each of the library items to look for some functions that you think you might find useful in your daily work. Feel free to spend as much time as you like. The more time you spend, the more you will learn about the things that Excel can do, and of course you will in fact hopefully make your life at work a lot easier and more effective.